Crane was setting up a series of beams at different heights. Since Shifu was taking over her physical training, Crane had only made her do 50 push-ups as a warm-up. To be fair though, it didn't start to hurt until number 40 this time, so at least it was clearly working.
Alright, Master Shifu wants me to step up your flight lessons. Personally, I would have given it another couple of days, but, well, that's probably me being overly cautious again. Don't get ahead of yourself now. We're still a ways off from getting off the ground. Now, here's what you'll be doing this morning. You are going to jump these.
Got it.
Seriously, Tay, there should be a cinch. Try it.
If you say so.
Hold it, hold it. Okay, now lean forward just a bit. Okay, that should be good.
Okay, Taylor, you can do this. I know clearing the bar was possible, because the 5 jumped higher than that all the time in their spars. But... Ah!
Taylor jumped. She passed the bar at speed until her foot hooked onto it, causing her to pivot around it and directly back into the ground. Luckily, the mat broke the worst of her fall.
Nice, Taylor. You still need me, Crane?
Nah, I think we'll be good. See you later.
You planned that?
Of course. Almost everyone chokes the first time. Why do you think most birds teach their kids to fly by throwing them out of a tree? You're a bit old for that, though. You'd overthink it and wouldn't make it before you hit the ground. But I wanted to get the tradition out of the way anyway. Don't give me that. Now you know you can do it. Now do it again.
He was right. Taylor didn't have a problem with the jump again. He had her clear the bar 20 more times in a row before dismissing her for the day. After lunch, Shifu had her run through the crane and snake forms 6 times each. After correcting her flaws on the first time, he had her do the rest from memory. Afterwards, he took her outside the walls into an open, grassy field. He had her carry a large sack over her shoulder.
Until you start progressing in your flight lessons, our sessions will revolve primarily around honing your strength and reflexes. Hand me the sack.
He took it from her and pulled out a leather ball about the size of a softball, or maybe a baseball, since she was pretty sure she was a lot smaller than she used to be. Without warning, he threw the ball at her, striking her directly in the chest.
Ow! What the hell?
There are 20 balls in this bag, and you are to dodge every single one.
Okay, this time I want you to perch on the bar. Feel free to use your wings from now on, by the way.
It took her a couple tries, as she'd been clearing the bar by several feet before. Getting close enough to land on it took some trial and error. At one point she went way too low and hit her face on it, but eventually she managed to grab it, and a couple flaps let her balance enough to bring her other claw up to join the first.
Okay, good. This leads directly into the next lesson. How to fall. Being able to fly means that eventually you will have to land, and sometimes you'll have to crash. You'll need to be able to do both safely before I'll teach you how to fly. Knowing how to fall safely is important for a martial artist too, so this way we'll be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That one wasn't intentional. Sorry.
He flapped up to join her on the bar.
Now hold your wings like this to catch as much air as possible. Now pose like this. Good. Next, make sure your feet are aligned with the center of your body. Watch.
Crane straightened, then jumped and glided to the ground, landing perfectly.
Now you try.
It wasn't graceful, but she managed to land successfully on her first try.
Great work, kid. Now jump back up there and do it again. 100 reps.
100?
This is important, Taylor. Get going.
That afternoon with Shifu, Taylor got the idea to use her wings to give her a boost while dodging. It worked, kinda, but only ended up making her a bigger target.
Okay, you've got the landing down, so now we're gonna crash.
Of joy.
Taylor managed to dodge 3 balls in a row, which prompted Shifu to start throwing 2 at once. Taylor managed to dodge 3 balls in a row, which prompted Shifu to start throwing 2 at once. Oogway caught her on her way back to the barracks for the night.
Ah, Taylor.
Oh, hey.
She rubbed at one of her larger bruises. She was glad she couldn't see them under her feathers. They were probably pretty ugly.
I wanted to ask you something.
Is something wrong?
Why would something need to be wrong for me to talk with my student? I was merely hoping you could join me for tea again.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I'd like that.
Once again, the tea was perfect.
Have you given much thought to my offer?
Your offer? Oh, right. No, sorry. I honestly haven't had much time to think at all.
Well, just remember I am here if you decide to talk. Perhaps we can speak of other things for now.
Okay.
I think I would like to hear some stories from your home.
He pulled a scroll and a pen from his shell.
I've lived in China for a long, long time. But when I was young, I traveled the entire world. And my favorite parts of my travels were meeting the people and hearing their stories. You can learn a lot about people by the tales they tell.
Sure. I can do that. My mom was a professor of literature, and she made sure I knew lots of the classics. The fairy tales were always some of my favorites. Well, let me start simple. Oh, here's one you'll appreciate. It's called The Tortoise and the Hare.